planning to death? I don't like I'm going to be any good at that game. Not even going to hyperkill anything. Coming up on today's Retro Robbins Show, I'm going to get a right kicking, not from those games, but from a game called something Warrior. Yeah, I'm no Warrior. We got more Commodore vs Spectrum, and we'll have a little bit of fun with that. Of course, it was quite a hard decision this week, as well as some more Crash re-reviews as we go back to 1990. I think that was the year. I'll put it in the after comments. So join me now on the Retro Robbins Show. Hello, welcome to the Retro Robbins Show with me, Wayne Retro Robbins, of course. What's on today's show? Well, we're going to go for a bit of Hyperkill, which you've seen in the intro, of course. And I'll probably get killed Hyper. And then we're also into the Planet of Doom. Robot 1 in the Planet of Doom, of course. It was a sequel to the game that I reviewed last week, as well as a new game, Exxon hot off the press, that we're going to play and give that a review too. We're going back to Crash issue number 80, September 1990. I remember that for the football. Also, we'll have some more Commodore vs Spectrum. And as always, the Retro Robbins Show wants you to support the Centre for Computer History. Remember, that'll be reopening its doors soon. Book a ticket, pay a visit. They do great stuff and support the team down there. After the long period of being closed, they could do with all the support that we can offer them. So keeping our retro alive and keeping our retro dreams living on, who knows. Also today's show, we'll be using the Omni 128. We'll also be using the Engo clone, and we're using the Toast Track for the sound also. All today's show is run on original hardware, no emulation or simulation in sight, and of course we'll have Commodore vs Spectrum towards the end. So let's have a look at today's first new game. Hyperkill. There's the loading screen, and that loading screen is quite nice. Not bad at all. What I do like about this game, just check if that's too loud for you. Just had to alter the volume there, I thought it was a bit loud. Comes in a nice cassette case, which I'm going to show you now. There's the front of it. Reaching over hard work, this is. Really nice inlay card because it really is quite thick. Bit like me. You got a side A and a side B. And there's a difference. It's the same game, both sides. The only difference is, on side A you got QA, OP and M as fire, but on side B you've got ZX and one or two other keys. So depending on what keys combination you want to use, depends on which side of the tape you want to load. Interesting way, rather than giving you define the keys, and also has AY music in it, so we're going to go for the snapshot now. That was just a loading screen, so Hyperkill, here we go. Just going to pause this. And of course, oh, you've got Kempston and a Sinclair joystick, so we need to really worry about the key combination. What you've got to do in this game, you've got to fly through caverns, avoiding things as you go along. It's not an easy game. To fire's a bit awkward on the other keyboard, so I think I'm going to use the Kempston to demonstrate the game today. Interesting soundtrack, very intense. Good thing is, the soundtrack runs through the game, which gives it a good atmosphere. So what we've got to do here is to get a blast off. Now you can't shoot these directly, but if you've got a power up you can. You just got to time it really so you can get through there without getting hit. As you can see, as I got hit there, my shield went down a little bit, which is in the top corner. Your lives on the opposite corner, and of course there's your scoring. I like the way the ship sort of explode and the debris falls to the bottom of the screen, which is the effect that they're trying to achieve there. But on this first screen, obviously it's really easy. All you've got to do is keep still, and that one gives you forwards and backwards firing. That re-energises your shield, and this gives you a power up, which incidentally you won't be able to take onto your next screen for very long. It usually disappears by now, so I've done quite well. This is a little bit of careful timing needed. Oh. This is why I prefer keys now, because I'm not doing too good. I told you it was hyper def. Meant to be last life. What I'll do is I'll get back to there. All 3 lives intact. That's made it. Rather than try and destroy him, which I just spent ages getting there. Oh, I'm losing my shield already. I was hoping to get a bonus then. Hopefully if I destroy him I might get a bonus. Yeah, I'll get my energy back, that's good. I know I ain't got a weapon instead. There's my energy, that'll do. You've got to be careful how you destroy these, because you can, they do you sometimes randomly leave you a bonus and other times they don't. I don't want you up there because that's exactly what I want. Now, if you're pressing down and fire, or holding fire that is, you can drop a bomb, hopefully. And easier said than done, I have to say. Whoa, get away from him. I'll have that, thank you very much. I think when it's flashing it's meant to be invincibility, but it doesn't work out that way. Yeah, the music does kind of add to this because it's constantly intense. You don't have to destroy them as I say, but oh, never known them come through. Well, there's a first for everything, isn't there? I hope we get energy and we'll bonus off this one now. No, I've got nothing. I'm wasting my time. Oh, this can be quite difficult. Run! Oh, that's handy. Gotcha. And I think we'll have it down the bottom. Tell you what, I'll make a run for it here. So if you've noticed, the screens do kind of repeat themselves a little bit, but it does get different. You'll be going down in a minute, hopefully. Just stop it there a second. There we go, my forwards and backwards weapon, that's always handy. Right, so now you can hold fire, press down, you can drop sort of like a bomb situation. Didn't need to get that, but I will. And as you can see, we've now got to change the screen. And this bit gets really tricky, because you have to really time it well. Made it through okay, that's good. Ah, run Forest. Oh, this game's just ridiculously hard. Perhaps it's not too hard, it's just me, isn't it? This time I'm not going to mess about, I'm just going to get out of here. I want to show you more before I die. I'm whacking the fire button as hard as I can. Oh, I've got energy. And just, oh no, it's not energy, it's just in the nick of time. I could do with that actually, to get through here. Oh, there you go, got my shield back. I'm happy about that. As you can see, there's a pattern occurring here, isn't there? These ones are quite easy because you just have to time the entry and keep your finger on left, and you can actually time the drop. I'll be playing this game for too long, but I think I'm nearly through this first level. I won't collect that till the last minute because I can use that on the next screen hopefully. I don't need to destroy it, but I can do. And I think that's an extra life there, so I'm looking forward to collecting an extra life because I'm down to one. Yep, energy up, extra life, that's good. And we're into another level, that's great. I'm enjoying this. So this came out about 3 years ago, I believe. Oh, look at all these lovely bonuses. Is that another extra life, or do I get a bonus for it now? I'll get a bonus for it, don't I? How difficult could this be? Ah, right to the end! Okay, let's give it a review. Love the music. Loading screen was okay. Game overall is very playable. Quite addictive. As you can see, I've been on it quite a bit. Give it a fair view. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I quite liked it. Thought it was a good game. Really did. It's not ridiculously hard, but it's just hard enough. Why not? Enjoy it. Okay, so let's reset the computer and move on to our next game. Robot 1, The Planet of Death. Yes, this is the next game. Last week, you remember, I did Robot 1 and the Ship of Doom, which I completed. No such case in this one though. It's a bit more trickier. Actually, it's not so bad. Interesting thing about this particular tape is on side 1. Remember last week on side 1 you had the keys of QA, OP and M, and on side 2 you had the keys of ZX, OP and... So depending on which side you wanted to use, depending on what combination of keys you want to use, this one's slightly different because on side 1 you've got the 128K and the 48K version, the same on side 2, except on side 2 of the cassette you get the ULA Plus version, so you've got more colours. There's a loading screen, which is not bad at all, keeping with the theme of the robot, with a decent pair of binoculars for eyes by the looks of things, which we're going to have a look at. I'll tell you more about this game. Let's go to the power of editing, and we'll hopefully, this game's got cracking 128 sound, which runs throughout the game, so that's something to look forward to. Let's pause this and move on. So we're nearly loaded, thought we'd have the last bit of loading sequence. Bit of good editing for a change there. Okay, you've got your options of keyboard, Kempston and Sinclair. Just let you listen to the AY sound just a moment or two. get straight into the game. And of course I've loaded the... You can press 2 as well. Keys are ZXOP. You can press 2 and have 1 to 8K sound only. Nothing doing on the first couple of screens. However, you've got this big tree. You can only collect a total of 3 objects. Each object does a various different thing. It's a bit like Dizzy, where you're having to solve problems. Oh, the trees can be quite annoying trying to climb these bad boys, I tell you, because you know, you can get so far high up, and if you don't quite jump far enough, or you press the jump too early, you can end up right down the bottom, or at least down a couple of branches. Exhibit example A, there we go. I'm going to collect the egg. I'm going all the way down when I want to go all the way up. I must admit, I do like the... there's one of the items. You've got to find out what to give him. He's not going to take an egg. Obviously with an egg, pretty self-explanatory. It must be something to do with a big bird. You've got an energy power bar. Oh, I have an aspirin. It's not an aspirin. Who knows what it is? Oh, you know what? You can collect them stars as well, and I've just missed one, so I'll quickly nip up there, hopefully. 1 step forwards, 3 steps back. So the fun in this game is working out what you need to do with every object in order to proceed further into the game. For instance, I've got to the start. No, I haven't got to the start. Yes, got it. Helps to collect those. I think we'll collect that box, and that should be the final item we want to collect here. See, use O to collect. We can probably proceed down there as well. You get caverns underneath the ground as well as above it. Haven't worked out what the 5 pence is for. Interesting looking sprites. Great use of the ULA colours. Oh. Watch the patterns. Don't slip on the banana. I like the little sets of eyes in the tree itself. See that branch there? There's a branch, it's sort of like a fake branch. What that's trying to tell you is that's not actually there, it's on the next screen. There we go. And there's a bird, so I'm going to give the egg to the bird. There we go. That was really nasty. That's the kind of guy I am. Well, this came out about 3 years ago. Right, I think it's got to be the box, hasn't it? Then the pill. Yeah, there we go. We got the box. Now we can get over the river to the next set of screens. There's obviously something you got. I wonder what the cat would want. Probably cat food, eh? Oh, these trees are really annoying. Well, I've got something there to collect. We'll get the start. Obviously, you've got to do something in order to open that to get down there. Yeah, well. Not the pill, it's not there's a gate there, so I know why there's a key to open that gate, and I know where that key is. We have to go back a little bit. To start off with, I believe 4 lives by the looks of it. Could be 5 including this one. I think the key is hidden in a lower cavern, so you've got to go down a little bit. Oh yeah, there's an interesting noise when you die actually. Do you recognise that noise? I'm sure you'll hear it again. Because I won't be surviving too long. Oh. I do like platform games. I I think there's a start, and there's the key for that gate. So you get the general idea, but as I say, you can only carry a total of 3 objects at a particular one time, and you will probably need to find out, well, let's try that there, no. Work out roughly where you've got to put these objects as you go along. So, what do I think of the game? Well, I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed it. The AY sound does make it, I know it's a bit loud, I should turn it down really. I do tend to have my music a little bit too loud, and everybody keeps telling me, we can't hear what you're saying, so speak up a bit. Well, there we go. Yeah, marks out of 10, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. It was out about 3 years ago, I believe. It's got 2017 on the car. Maybe a bit later than that. That was Robot 1 and the Planet of Death. Last one was the Ship of Doom. One worth a try. We've got some right hot off the press right now, so let me just reset the computer. And this next game, spoiler alert, is being reviewed in the latest crash. I'm going to have a look at the 1 to 8K version, then I'm going to have a look at the 48K version. And we'll start with the 1 to 8K version. So as soon as I press that, and we'll need to mute this sound, so I'll just stop this video for a second. Loading screen, that's the name of the game. And it's a shoot 'em up, and great sound as always. And I'm just going to purchase this on cassette because it will be available soon from... Oh, listen to that. When AY music is done properly, it sounds great. Right, J for joystick, K for keys. The keys are QA, OP and space to fire. Or joystick, well I think you have to select your joystick. I think it's Sinclair on here. Obviously space is going to be a little bit tricky because of it's being I'm using the rubber keyboard today. Today's computer of choice, if I haven't already mentioned it earlier, is of course the Engo Next. Engo! It's a clone of the Next. And I'm a clone of a moron. And a more successful one. And of course, the AY music in the background is supplied by... Not only, we can use the Toast Rack today as well. I love the Toast Rack. Isn't the best one, isn't it? Toast Rack? No, I like the Great Case one as well. My favourite is the rubber keyboard. I don't care. It isn't a dead flesh feel to me. It's just a great iconic design, isn't it? The rubber keyboard. Right, let's stop me waffling on. Let's have a look at the game. I'll press... Listen to that. Oh, I could have fun with that. That's me selecting the keys. And we just need to press fire to start it. So we've got to shoot them up. The good thing is you can shoot the bullets. Interesting sound though, isn't it? When I hear that sound, it doesn't smack a Spectrum to me, do you know what I mean? Pattern recognition's pretty good. The thing is, you can actually shoot the bullets whether they're meant to be bullets, but don't, whatever you do, run into any of the sides because the sides will kill you. And if you're rapid on the fire button, it's a big help, so... Bit of hard concentration here. So it helps to know which direction your enemies are coming from. Oh, I didn't see that, did I? The teeniest of little cross. You do have a slight period of immortality while it flickers for a bit. Now, it's a Monato game. Admittedly, there's been plenty of games done in this style. And, you know... And there you go. As you say, you can't touch the sides. And if you do start in the middle, get out the way quick before your immortality runs out. Otherwise, you're done for. So yes, you've got plenty of games where you're going up a screen and you're effective. You can't shoot them for some unknown reason. This is the tricky bit. Coming up right now. Right, you'll get an item here, and you've just got to eventually avoid it. And I've crashed into the side. Have I got one life left? No, that's it. Right, I did say I was going to look at the 48K version, so let's do that. 48K coming up. So this time, when you load the 48K version, you've got this amazing bleeper sound. I'll let you enjoy that a second while I select some music. I do like the loading screen. I think the look of the loading screen is phenomenal, isn't it, eh? Nice and colourful. A bit similar to the way that the music was done also from Down the Pipes. The same person did the music for that as he's done for this 48K version. And he's certainly got his inimitable style and touch to it. And quite a great tune, to be honest. That, as well as the border effect to go along with it, sort of like a disco effect. Using the border as a disco. Anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at the actual game. Same keys as before. Oh, I could have fun with that. Just pause it there a second. So here we go again. See if I can do better this time. If you've got a fast finger, you can get through this quite easily because it's just about keeping a good rapid fire. Oh boy, my poor membrane. Insane with my membrane. I'm scared to get too close to it because, knowing me, I'm paying more attention on the bullets. The collision's not too bad. You know, you don't... The wall, you only have to touch it by one hairy little pixel and you're done for. The collision's not too bad. When you get to the end of the screen, it will change colour. No! I did so well and then I was crash landing. What I have noticed is you don't start right from the beginning, which is always a good thing with these sort of games. So when you start to learn the patterns, you know, if you do make a mistake, you ain't got to go right back to the start. You can continue where you left off. My finger's getting tired. Oh, so you collect so many of them, they all get destroyed. Happy days. And we're nearly at the end of the first level. We'll let him get away, shall we? What I tend to do is I'll let him fly by and then I'll go for it. That's it. And then you just got to land there and you move on to the next level. And we're going to change the colour. Area number 2, and it's also in pixelated on the... and it just gets slightly tougher. Now, I do find it slightly addictive. Oh, you can destroy them. I couldn't destroy them earlier. Oh, just about managed it. So yeah, another fun little shoot 'em up. I tell you what, I'm never going to get to that, am I? And of course it'll zigzag a little bit, and this is where it gets really difficult. Because you can avoid them, but you just got to have really, really good timing. It's strangely addictive. I don't know what it is, it's strangely addictive. what to say about it. It's not a bad game. There's been loads of games like it, very similar. I did enjoy it. I'm surprised it got a low rating, but personally, both the 1 to 8K, I like the music on both of them. There's no background music in a 1 to 8K, so that's going to lose a mark. If you add background music in the 1 to 8K because you've got the capability there, let me just pause that. It's so close. Annoying beeper saying game over. Then it would have a better mark, but I'm going to give that 1 to 8K version 6.5 out of 10. 48K version 7 out of 10. That's that one. Let's move on. This is the crash we're having a look at today. Issue number 80, September 1990 magazine. And with a cassette at £1.85. Just show you the artwork cover. Rather do it this way than grab my book out. As you can see, mega exclusive as RoboCop 2. And quite a nice picture there, to be fair, but taken exactly from the movie. So, let's see which games were reviewed in this particular magazine that we're going to have a look at, and was immortalised with a crash rating that didn't quite make a crash smash. Incidentally, the Time Machine got 91%, and that was a crash smash in this particular magazine in this particular year. First game we're going to look at is Twin Worlds. A big thank you to Nigel Heyman for doing the research. He knows his stuff, that kid. I tell you, what he doesn't know about Amiga isn't worth knowing. So he's my turn-to person, and he did a little bit of research for me because, believe it or not, there's not a ZX Spectrum walkthrough on the internet anywhere. And there's usually a ZX Spectrum walkthrough of some sort for every game, but they haven't done one for this. It's one of those annoying games where you have to load each section, but fortunately I found a tap file so I can load it from there that works, even though I got called a purist because I wouldn't use the ROM. I like that. I am a purist, admittedly. Nigel, tough. It ain't happening. Right. This has got 1 to 8K here. Unisoft. Let's have a look what Crash made of this. Nice colourful logo. Presentation 72%. Well, that's looks pretty good so far. Graphics 75%. Sound 64%. And I think I know why the sound got such a low rating. Playability 73%. Addictive quality 72%. Overall 72%. The walkthrough I had to watch to learn how to play this was the Amiga walkthrough, which I managed to get on YouTube. Not a game I'd ever even heard of, really. I've come across the rating before, sort of skipped over it, didn't pay much attention. Anyways, let's have a look at the game. We're going to use the Kempston joystick, as I've already got it in. Let's return with some music. And press 4. It doesn't tell you what you've done, but you know, there's no indication that you've pressed 4. You just have to have faith when you start the game. Loads the first section, and away we go. Press any key. Okay. Yep. Good. Right, jump. So there's little objects on the floor you can collect. Oh yeah, and it is monochrome, but it doesn't take anything away from the game. Right, I didn't realise this. There's actually a rope line there, a rope ladder there. You've got to get on. So you need to trying to kill the bird and missing. Die, bird. I'm going to give up on that idea. Oh, there. We're going to need that key in a minute. So, back to the start we go. That didn't end well, did it? By walking along and pressing down, there's like a little doorway there, and that will take you into another section. And if you press down and hold down, oh, we got a key, we'll need that. Got that. That there's a cave exit, even though it looks like some sort of scary face. Oh, I thought I was clear of that. Anyways. I think you have, oh yes, you have got a certain amount of ammo, so use sparingly. There we go. You get some sort of like little star thing when you kill them, to be honest. And I think we come to the end because we can't go any further here, so I'll come out of there now. I have a key, but I know there's another key that we can collect. And that's that first cave entrance. I've just walked all the way along and I've come out. I love the graphics in the background. Aren't they really good? Trying to kill a bird and failing. Oh well. I've walked into like what seems to be representative of quicksand. Okay. I'll get that key first. Oh, I tried to jump over him. It's a lot easier on keyboard, it has to be said. Got him. Okay, we can now go over this part. I've only got 7 of these left, so good. Got him 2. Now before I collect that, there is a couple of pots you can. Oh, yeah, that was lucky, and then it was lucky that I didn't die. There we go. Now if I press down, I can enter this cavern because I've got a key to get through that door. Oh no, don't do that. Well, obviously that's the other side of that passageway, which is the second screen beyond. Gets quite difficult, to be quite honest with you, but it's a decent sized game. It's a decent looking game. I'm surprised that it's got such a low rating as it did, because there's a lot to it. It's I mean, if you watch the Amiga version, it really is a nice game. Different there. Good. And of course I can't get over that wall, so we need to exit this section. This will take the other side. Have I got any 10? Just collect the pot. By collecting those pots, you then, of course, get more ammo. There's little cauldron things, so. And you just basically got to sort of progress through the ground this way. Got all of that, that's good. Is that a jewel? Oh, kicked it, didn't he? Let's not waste ammo. Ooh, just about there. So the game's quite big. I'm quite impressed. Plenty of levels to it. I'm very surprised there's no walkthrough to it. That's it's just amazing. Wow. Ah, ended up in the swamp. Now, as you can see, there isn't much sound in the game. You go back to the where you first come out of the gate. You don't go back right to the start as you move along each section. The game itself, playable, really playable, quite enjoyable. Lovely back graphics. The sprites are nicely done. It's a little bit lacking on colour at the bottom. Could have done better there. But as this is the 1 to 8K version, if you'd have had some sort of sound in the background, which could have been done, there's plenty of memory left, I've checked on that, it would have completed it, because it needed a sort of theme just to give it a feel. The 48K version, you can understand this is probably all you would get. I thought it was a really good game, and quite surprised it's only got 72%. It was from Unisoft, it was £9.99 and the disc was £14.99. But nevertheless, I enjoyed it, and for that reason I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. There's a game I haven't seen before, one I really enjoyed, and one I definitely recommend for you to give it a go. And guys that do the walkthroughs, come on, let's see you complete this one. I reckon I know what's going on there. They don't like having to load each section, do they? Use the ROM if you have to. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next game. The game's called Monty Python's Flying Circus by Virgin Games at £9.99 and £14.99. And we're going to try the 128K version. Presentation 82%, graphics 80%, sound was given 77%, playability 70%, addictive quality 72%, overall then 75%. The last game got 72% and it was a lot better than that. I wonder if this one could be the same. I don't know, it's yet another game I've never played before, so I have a brief perusal look at the walkthrough which you can find on YouTube. Yes, there's a walkthrough for this Spectrum game, guys. I'm not knocking them. I love the guys that do the walkthrough for the Spectrum. Gives me an inkling on how to play the games because sometimes, back in the day, I had no idea. Some would say I've still got no idea. Oh well. Brief look at the loading screen. There wasn't one. Right, we'll go for Kempston. And start the game. Oh, we'll pause it. You got just the sound of Monty Python in the background, which you've all heard before. I think it was on Sweevo's World. It's the same tune, but in AY form instead of bleeper. And I quite like the bleeper AY. The bleeper sound on Sweevo's World. Yeah, okay. Oh, it was also Brian Bloodaxe. Remember that well. Okay, return some music. No music in the game. Something there that shoots though. And what I can do with him. Jump, forwards, backwards, duck. I think you can go down these pipes, or maybe not. I'm just walking through the past the tunnels before they catch me. And then we'll fall down here. Right, with a what can only be described as a flying hippo or pig. Oh, could be him. It's hard to make out what that graphic is. Oh. Nice and easy to control. Strange game though. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I see. That was his head. His head was knocked off. Oh. So I'm shooting these blocks. I have no idea. Looks like there's some boots with propellers on them. Now, this could be quite tough. You can't go there, so you've got to go up somehow. Yep. Detected something. What on earth are those? Cats with wings or what? Well, if there's anything I don't like about it, it's the way it scrolls. And that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Get out of the way. Die for me. Interesting sound effects. No one-to-one music. The music you can hear is from Mr. Hare and the Fly. Provided by the Toast Rack, of course. I think if you shoot... Ooh, that was close. If you shoot all this, sometimes you get a box full bonus. Oh, look. Lost my head. Well, that was that. And I've lost the rating, but it doesn't matter. I know what I'm going to give that. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. It was okay. Lack of sound. Didn't like the scrolling. I think I was a generous one giving it 7 out of 10. But interesting to say the least. Let's move on to the last game before we move on to Commodore vs Spectrum. By Ocean, the next game is Shadow Warriors. and it was given 70%, presentation, graphics 73%, sound was given 67%, playability 70%, addictive quality 71%, overall then 74%, yet another rating that's reasonable, and yet another game that I've, well, played in the past, but well, remains to be seen how good I may become at this particular one. So what do I, shall I try the, well, I want to see the loading screen. Oh, we'll try disc. Don't usually try disc, try drive A. May not work. Yes, of course. No, it didn't work. Not a problem, we can rectify that and go for another file. Looks like this is at 80 for me. 128k sound, that remains to be seen. It's gone quiet. There you go. And also that's a loading screen. I do remember this now. This game's bringing back some memories. The nostalgia drug is biting me hard today. And hopefully we press the key now. Can't remember what the keys were. Oh, same clash. Right. So it's going to be QAOP and space probably. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, I hate it when there's space. Bring back some sound. Quite a blocky movement. I'm trying and I'm dying. I'm trying and I'm dying, which is the usual fare. I've got a kick in. I've got another kick in. Get in there. Actually, you know, for the Spectrum, it's a bit slow in reacting. You know, you should be able to. Yes, it's got him. When you're getting kicked, you stay getting kicked. So the best idea is to get the kicks in first. But you can't get away. Aha. Oh, managed to get a bit further. Oh, I've got a weapon, have I? Well, that's good, isn't it? I've got one punch and he's done me. I can see what they're trying to do here with the colours of the tops and everything, but it's so sluggish. But they give it a fair effort. If it ran a bit smoother, you know, and you was able to get away from, look, move, really rock hard. I wonder if I can do the flying kick thing. Yeah, okay. It's... Oh, there's an edge I can fall off, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, when you're actually fighting, try and hide behind something. Oh, come on. So prefer Renegade. Get out of there! I'm finding it really confusing. What do you think of playability? 70%. I think that's generous. When you're getting hit, you just can't stop getting hit, and there's nothing you can do. Well, you do get to continue then, okay. Which is sort of shame, really, you know what I mean? Because... Oh, I did better then. Come on, go on. I'm knocking the camera in, I'm trying to frantically get out of this trouble I seem to be in. I'm trying hard. They just keep coming. Oh, can I just jump off the cliff? Yay! Oh, I could probably go across that. I've had enough of that game. Can't seem to do anything. I'm trying, like, oh, I'm up on the level. Okay, I didn't know I could do that. So I presume I can drop higher then, can I? I don't like it. Playability 70% and I'm trying my hardest here to try and avoid blows. And the only time I'm able to get anywhere is while I'm still sort of immortal. Once I get a few blows in, I can continue the blows, but you don't have time to react sometimes. And then they just keep coming. How many lives have I got left? So once they've got you, haven't they? That's it. Every time. But at least you do start where you died. Well, good to move on a bit further. I don't know. Be alright with an invincibility poke, I suppose. I'm alright as long as somebody doesn't come from behind, you know. I'm doing okay. There we go. I'm done for. Hey! He's here, boss. You're dead. He's not even moving. So you can't fight him while he's acting like one of them statues you get in the city sometimes that want your money. Alright, I've seen enough. Right, I'll give it a good go. I just found it ridiculously difficult. Yeah, go on, Beetle. Beat me up. I don't care no more. I'll give up. I'm going to give that a 5.5 out of 10. Graphically, it looks great, doesn't it? I mean, but it's just too hard movement. I couldn't really, you know, you can't do nothing when you get hit. At least in Renegade, you was able to get out the way and then go back and or target Renegade. And even in Double Dragon, you had half a chance of being able to do more than that, which is a shame because it was a good effort, but it just moved too slow. So 5.5 out of 10. Sorry. Do hope you enjoyed today's show. We're going to move on very shortly to Commodore vs Spectrum, but if you do enjoy it, don't forget to remember to like, subscribe and share. The more subscribers I get, the more chance I've got doing even more content. So Commodore won last week, and before that it was a series of Spectrum wins. Who's going to come on top this week? This is where we take the same game from the Commodore and the Spectrum and see which port of the game is the best. And as you all know, I don't compare it to the arcade conversion. Physically didn't get a chance to play all the arcade, never had the money to be fair. I'm going to just judge them on which one I enjoy on which computer, trying to be as unbiased as possible. If I was biased, it'd be Spectrum win every time, but I gotta judge it fairly. So, oh, you sparked into life with your music now. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that. It's probably the best thing for you. Here comes Commodore vs Spectrum. Today's game of choice is a classic. Stop the Express. 1983 this first came out. Great game, I have to say. We're going to look at the Spectrum version this time, compare it to the Commodore version and see which version is the best. Just choose which file to use. It was a 48K game, so we're going to go with the 48K version. And we're straight in with the Spectrum version, which is also Sinclair joystick compatible. That in the early days was quite good. So, as you can see, what you've got to effectively do is get to the front of the train. And you have to go down 20 carriages. You can dodge bullets, catch birds, avoid low gantries as they come across. You need to be ducking, or actually don't jump to catch it, like exhibit example A. Good demo on the Spectrum version, better demo on the Spectrum version than the Commodore. Well, let's give them both a go and see how well I do. you drop the birds, that'll knock those off. Knock those bad guys off. Oh. Sometimes though, when you try to catch the birds, you're trying to jump, press fire to catch the birds, and you catch the gap, and it's no good. It's the end. And you get zoomed right back to the very beginning of the train. Well, the very end of the train, you're trying to work your way to the beginning. Just ducked in time, didn't I? And you can kick them off. Oh, but if you try and do it while there's bullets coming, you're going to get hammered. Oh, here we go. One more go and we'll have a look at the Commodore version. I used to play this for ages. Yeah, I was always happy if I managed to go 5 carriages at least. Oh. Should we have a look at the Commodore version, which I've already preloaded by the way. And all I've got to do now is change the input on the television over. And here's the Commodore version, me wire for the right, on this one I think we'll pause this AY sound. You've got the carriage number on the carriage. And your bullets do seem slightly high up. Oh. What was I supposed to do? Wait there, you get a boom, bump, bump as you fall over, which is supposed to be reminiscent to the tumbling sound. What am I supposed to do? Let him catch me up? Of course you've got a time limit. The score is only 200. How dismal is that? Top score is 700, so I've got to beat that surely. Nah, pack and recognition, Wayne. You're learning, in other words. Oh, come on, you could have got down quicker than that. I've got 17. There's 20 carriages to go and I've only got to 17. Oh, really? I ain't having that. Oh, I ain't happy about it. Let's give it another go. I'm going to get to at least 10. I'm doing well. This is the furthest I've ever got. Oh, see, I did kick him off, but at the same time I got a bullet. The bullets come across too quick, don't they? It's a tough game. Let's go, and then I'm going to have a look at the Spectrum version again, and I will come to a decision. I've got another bird. He's got another bird. Have that. Oh, any minute now you're going to get the word caution, aren't you? There, caution. Which means you just can't jump when the word caution is flashing, of course. Red 13. This last go is my best go so far. 12. Yes! Completed stage 1. Oh boy. I need to look at the Spectrum version again, don't I? Back to the Spectrum. And this is without the AY sound music provided by the Spectrum Plus to the black model one, Okay, let's give it a go. Spectrum is a little bit more colourful. Now, you might get the bullets seem low, don't they? A little bit louder, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be a tough decision. Oh, I fell off the carriage. Fell off the carriage. However, there's more colours to their men, isn't there? They look like they've got red jackets on, and a little bit surprised that the SID chip didn't neutralise some sort of music at the start of the game. That was an unusual move. Right, I'm basing my decision on a couple of things. First of all, how easy each one are to play, and there's nothing really between them. It's just that I'm absolutely rubbish. I'm also basing it on... There's 3 colours to the good guy, and you get 3 bleeps. The soundtrack of the rail is what we consider you're listening to, which you've heard there. Back to the Commodore quickly, and it will change. That actually sounds like you're on a track. And you've got the carriage number on the carriage itself. So, but the colours are brighter on the Spectrum. The bad guy looks better on the Commodore. Okay, I've come to my verdict. How'd it be? I just felt nothing in it really. Look at the bad guy. He just looks a little bit better. He's all red on the Spectrum. The sound of the rail going across sounds better. Obviously that's due to the SID chip, of course, being better sound back then. They could have put better music at the start in the intro, I suppose, on the Commodore, and they didn't do that. The gameplay is very similar. It's as difficult on the Spectrum as it is on the Commodore, or not as difficult. Once you play it a lot, you get used to it. But on this occasion, the Commodore have taken it for Stop the Express. On an ocean game, of course. Do hope you enjoyed today's show. If so, please remember to put a thumbs up for me and like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, from the Retro Robbins Show, there is an email that you can email me just there now. If you want to send me a message, or you can leave a comment, and I will try and reply to as many comments as I possibly can. In the meantime, for me, Wayne, Retro Robbins, I'll see you again next week, and bye for now. Thanks for watching. Oh, bye, Commando. Oh, love it.